Hey guys, I'm Matt Baber. I'm going to give you guys just a few beginner's tips on things you can do for your next video gig that'll just help you be successful. These are really basic tips that'll apply to pretty much any type of video that you're shooting, be it a wedding or a band or even a feature film, whatever you're shooting. It'll just, these are just real basic tips. So first thing. The first thing I'm going to talk about is pre, and what I mean by pre is just things you can do before your shoot to help you when your shoot actually comes. And these are little things such as charging your batteries the night before, and if you haven't used your batteries in a few weeks, making sure that they are topped off, because they will drain, and you'll put in that battery when you're in the middle of a shoot and you'll have a 50% battery first thing and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're already behind, because sure enough, if you just get your batteries all charged the day before and everything, and chances are you use lots of different types of batteries if you're using cameras and camera equipment, so you need to make sure they're all charged, because you'll get to the shoot and someone will say,
I got one battery for everything.
And you'll just want to, having all your batteries charged ahead of time will help you, be ahead of the game when situations like that do occur. Other things would be like, making sure you know the location of where your shoot is and know how long it's going to take to get there, and eating, making sure that you have enough energy for your shoot. If you're going to be carrying around camera gear all day, you don't want to be shaky and tired, so making sure that you're just physically and mentally prepared and you're not stressing out 30 minutes or an hour before your shoot trying to get your batteries all charged or something like that. Next thing, packing. Packing is really important. I usually like to know what kind of gear I'm going to be bringing to my shoot ahead of time. I know sometimes shoots are a little more spontaneous, and maybe you're not sure if you need the drone or the slider or what you need exactly, but having your gear all nicely laid out, and maybe even by the front door if you can, so that way when it's time to leave you just pick it up and go. That's really handy, and that'll save you a lot of time and help you from forgetting things ahead of time. So even if you can set your gear out the night before or a few hours before, that kind of stuff can really help you. Arrival. Now, one of the first things you need to do when you get on location is find out if there's a place you can stage your gear that's safe, and maybe people won't be, going past it all the time, and, because people, gear gets stolen, stuff like that. So find out if there's a place you can stage your gear, and if not, figure out what you're going to do so that you have access to whatever gear you need. Personally, I carry a little shoulder bag with me to every shoot. You can pick these up on Amazon for pretty cheap, or I'm sure other places. And I'll put, if there's not a place I can stage my gear, a lot of times I will carry that shoulder bag with me the entire shoot, and I will keep extra batteries, extra lens, lens cloth, anything else that I might need for the shoot, I will keep in that bag and just carry it on my person the whole shoot. Also, another important thing, when you're staging your gear and unpacking and getting ready for the shoot, try and unpack really neatly, and keeping all your lens caps together and everything, and putting them in a pocket where they're not going to get rustled around, knocked out, where someone else might grab it or something like that. And that's just going to help you later down the line when you're packing back up at the end of the night and it's, you're tired, it might be dark, bring a flashlight, that's really handy. And that'll just help you, keep all your stuff organized, make sure you make it home with all your gear too. Setup. So one of the first things when you get there, especially if you're with a team or even if you're not, is coordinate with any other shooters that are going to be on location and see what kind of lenses they're going to be on, what kind of angles they're getting, what kind of angles you need to get for your shoot.
I know you're recording me, but Matt is responsible for getting the video of the band going to the stage, and then you can be off stage doing whatever you want.
I'm not even
I would get
recording,
mid.
obviously.
No, I'd get mids and wides if he's gonna get tights.
So that you guys are all working together as a team to make the final product the best it can be, and make sure you're not getting in each other's shots, and then you get into post and you're like, oh man, the other shooters and all my shots. You want to try and avoid that as much as possible. So talking about that beforehand is one way that's gonna really help you out with that. Also, there's situations where you might arrive at a venue and either the venue or your client might have another person aside from your team that's going to be working the event too, and you need to coordinate with them so that you're not getting in their way and they're not getting in your way, and that you guys, can help each other out and, work together to make the shoot the best you can for both parties. the gig. So I'm gonna take you a little behind the scenes of my point of view from the gig that I shot just the other night. And this is just, I shot everything. We shot on Sony a6500s for the most part on all the video. And I shot on a Xeon Crane, and that is it. I used an H4n to record the audio right out of the mixing board, and we didn't have a whole lot of gear. We didn't need much for this. We used one tripod and put a camera on it for like kind of like a safety net shot that's in a nice wide of the band. And beyond that, I just did a little bit of handheld and did some gimbal shots. We had another camera operator doing mainly handheld shots and doing some kind of monopod / jib type shots. And then we had the tripod camera as well. Strike. And what I mean by strike is putting your stuff up, making sure you get it all together, and getting home with all your gear. And really, if you unpacked and staged all your gear well and did it in a very organized manner, kept all your lens caps together, kept all the little hot shoe caps together and everything, this is gonna help you out a whole lot in Strike. It's just, you know, organizing your gear as you unpack it. So at the end of the night, it's super easy to just repack everything and make sure you have all the pieces to all your gear. Well, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe and notification icon down there at the bottom. And thank you. And tune in for the next video.